This is what goes on. So now, think about it. There's people who are complaining nowadays about where the good men are. Now that I presented the first part, which is the mozzarella or the appetizer of this video, let's get to the main course, the meat and potatoes, okay? We live in a society where everyone feels like they're entitled to stuff they've never worked for. They feel like they've earned stuff they don't actually deserve. We have a system that spoils people to a point where they become insufferable human beings. This shows up in government by the name of socialism, communism, but where does it show? Where else does it show up? Where else? Is it possible that it shows up in a place that no one's looking at? This is the issue here. When you have entitlement, when you don't want to be responsible, but you want all the power, when you don't want to hold yourself accountable, you make other people liable for your bad decisions. Where else is that happening? We want to talk about where are all the good men? Where are they at? Women nowadays on these dating shows, on Kevin Samuels' call-in show, they're arguing. There's something wrong with dating. I don't like this. There's this game that's being played. I don't want to play this game anymore. I want to find a man who's good. Where are they at? It just seems like there's no good men. These are the same women who say, well, I want to dress however that I want, but you shouldn't judge me. Oh, wait. I want to have all the power of being able to sexually arouse men at a glance, but I don't want to be responsible for any of the consequences that comes with it. Oh, sounds entitled to me. Wait. So you mean to tell me that other people have to put up with that because vagina? Because woman? Because patriarchy? So the children who get to grow up with a very distorted view of beauty and validation, when they see a woman who dresses like a sex object, they get to suffer. They have to bear the cost and they have to foot the bill of your bad decision. The man who is supposed to respect himself has to give you a get out of jail free card so you can have a for sale sign on your back even though you're in a relationship. Oh, so you mean to tell me I'm liable for a woman's bad decision? Do you understand the parallel here? There are things that women do that they don't want to hold themselves accountable for in dating, and they make the man responsible. They want all the power and they want all the benefit of being. This is what I'm really trying to explain in this scenario, in this other system. So we talked about the socialist system, but now this is what I'm really trying to get back to on this other system that I'm talking about. The woman wants to not be traditional, but she requires and she demands a man of tradition. She wants to be unruly, masculine, slatternly, out of order, overly emotional, the opposite of feminine. But she demands a prince. She still believes that she's worthy of Cinderella treatment. That's absolute entitlement. It is running away from responsibility. It is treating accountability like it's a hot potato. Well, it's no wonder men are saying, I don't want to deal with it because it's corruptible. It's corrupted. There's something inherently wrong about it. And I'm not saying men don't have their inherently wrong traits. I'm just trying to explain, and more importantly, I'm trying to point out a system as to which the woman has all the support. Men don't get support for being bad people. Men don't get support for being sexually liberated, not to the extent women do. Men don't get support for being not good people in dating, but women do. You have a system as to which a woman can take you to the divorce court. She can lie on you and have you kicked out of your own home. All she has to do is call the cops. She has her orbiters and her simps who will always be at her beck and call because they really want to sleep with her. She has her family to protect her. She has her sisterhood. What does the man have? He might have his bros sometimes. Doesn't have much. But if you mention this, you're part of the problem. In the same way, if I say, hey man, like maybe welfare is not the best. You don't like women. You must hate single mothers. It's like, no, that's not the, I'm not, come on, you guys, like, it's deeper than that. But here's how it gets even deeper. We're dealing with spoiled children. I'm not trying to say that people don't have it bad. I'm not trying to say that people aren't downtrodden in some ways. However, what I am trying to say is that there is a certain group of people who are hell-bent and have a vested interest in making sure that they get what they want at any cost. They don't care the consequence. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care. They just want what's right for them. They want to follow their heart. They want to be liberated. They want to feel empowered. But you don't get any of these things. You become a slave to what you think is liberating you. You become beholden to what you once thought was empowering. How, you might ask. How? Here's how. Let's go back to the socialist argument. We deserve to live that way. I deserve to have the government pay for me, so I ain't gotta work. I don't care what business shut down. You better pay me what I owe. We don't owe you anything. We don't owe you understanding. We don't owe you what you feel like you're entitled to. You negotiate that on your terms. But what happens in the socialist scenario? This is what happens. Everything that they're saying, it sounds good on its face. Everything sounds good on the outside. Everything sounds good on the outside. But when you peel it back, when you take off the makeup of socialism, after your romantic experience with socialism, you realize that there's something very rotten here. There's something that's so bad that I don't even want to be around socialism. This is when the rubber meets the road. I'm talking about, it sounds good in theory. It appears to be sexy. However, when you put it to the test, and when you let time take its course, it eventually unravels on its own. How, you might ask? Let's go look at China. Let's go look at North Korea. Let's go look at Soviet Russia. Let's go look at the Eastern Bloc in Germany, I believe. Let's go look at Mussolini's joint in Italy. What happens? What happens? What tends to happen? Go to the Congo. Go to Africa. Go to South America. Go to Nicaragua. Go to El Salvador. What happens? When the rubber meets the road, what happens? You have all these people who are in this level of stasis and economic equality, right? But they're just all poor. Go to Cuba. What is it like? There's no wealth in the middle class. There isn't one. There's just a bunch of poor workers trying to get by. But what do you see at the top? What do you see at the top? The only people who have any vestige of prosperity is when they're corrupt. It's when they're bribing the government. It's when they're in the bed with politicians. So what happens? The richest people in these communist, socialist countries, they are either in bed with the government, or they're a politician, a corporation, a rich family. It is the ultimate power disparity. It is the ultimate disparity of wealth. Interesting. So what's happening in the dating market today? What is happening? Instead of working hard for what you earn, instead of getting what you deserve because of the effort you put in, instead of being creative, instead of holding yourself accountable and improving so that you can get out of life what you've earned, instead you beg, instead you pout, you throw a tantrum, and you shame, you insult, you guilt trip people into saying, I deserve this. You look for the easy way out. And what is the easiest way out? Well, what a coincidence. It's the most corruptible. I just have to show my body and I'll get power. I get power from showing my body, showing my assets. I get power from sexually arousing men. But I don't want to be responsible for it. What the sex worker is saying is very rich, is very grand. But what she fails to understand is there's a consequence. And the consequence is how it plays out. And this is what the woman fails to understand. In the same scenario, it sounds sexy, it sounds pretty. The socialist idea, when you take it off the paper and you put it into reality, the consequences are very dire. So what happens with the woman? The woman fails to understand that she's playing a game she can never win. And who's the man? Who is the one who's at top, who's more corruptible than her in a way? Or maybe where she meets her match? It's this man she's chasing. It's this man she's chasing. She can't obtain him. What does this man look like? This man is more ruthless than her. This man is more cunning. This man uses logic that's way colder because it's natural to him. What type of man am I talking about? Watch. Let me break it down. It's something that women are blindsided by, but they don't realize it. The man that they're chasing, he has to have, what do women want nowadays? Go on your podcast and really listen to what they're saying. They want a man who makes more money than them, who's handsome, who's got a lot going on for him. He's confident. He's ready to settle down. He's ready to treat me right. And he's single. Let's think about that for a second. This is a man that every woman wants, let's be honest. It's like saying, I want a woman who's thick, she's pretty, she's got a good personality. She's not a 304 or we'll call it, she's not slathered, she doesn't get around. She's submissive. Do you understand how hot a commodity that is, how rare that is? But what's even more rare? Beauty or money? Let's be honest. It's the latter. But let's take it a step further. This man that you say you want, why would he not be taken? Why would he not be married yet? And if he's not married yet, why is he single? Is it possible that this man who's single is just as corruptible as the politicians and the rich families at the top in the socialist scenario? Is it possible that you're going to have to share this man? Is it possible that this man is going to use you in such a corruptible way that it breaks your heart and your spirit? I can provide all this money for you because I'm a high value man, but I get to exercise my options. And you can't say anything about it because I have effectively bought your dignity. Remember, the amount of money and status and lifestyle that I can provide for you, that buys your morals as a woman. How interesting that at the top, in both systems, it's corrupt. This is the problem. Women don't understand that they're playing a game that sounds good, but it ultimately leads in their demise. I don't necessarily mean death, but I mean it's the death of your spirit and your dreams and everything you wish for. Because this man that you're getting, due to your own bad decisions, you effectively deserve what you get, which is a man you can never attain. It is a dream that is like a carrot on a stick tied to your head. You can never reach it. You're spinning, running on a hamster wheel, trying to get this man. And at the end, you hit the wall. You get in a marriage you don't necessarily want. You settle down with a man who you don't respect. You hate yourself or your marriage. It's crazy. But I'm making this video to kind of draw this similarity because entitlement spreads. Lack of accountability, it doesn't just have its way in your mind and a political perspective, and then you have a different perspective when you talk about romance. No, it's all the same. It's all blended around because the people who bring about these ideologies, they have an agenda that you don't understand. But here's the thing. They package it in a way that dumb sex workers like this one can understand. I'm sorry to say, but it was very foolish of her to even have this idea. She's just ignorant. Let's start with the men. Men, what can you do about this? You're dealing with the woman who's highly entitled. She lacks accountability. She doesn't want any responsibility for her actions. And she wants to hold you liable. What do? Well, first off, you have the utmost lowest tolerance for this type of person. Because it doesn't matter how thick she is, how beautiful her lips are, how much you adore her body, or how much fun you guys have together. You cannot tolerate this behavior because it will destroy your marriage, your relationship, any interaction from the inside out. It will destroy any simulant, any reasonable relationship you will have with this woman. It will show its ugly head, because at the end of the day, people like this, they can't respect you. People like this, they cannot respect you. If I'm not accountable, you must be. If I have this accountability and it's a hot potato, no, you hold it. You're responsible. They don't respect you because they think that you deserve the bad behavior that they're treating you because they're just a victim. So you do not allow them. You hold them accountable. You're not late. You're late on a date. What are you doing? What's going on? You don't have to be too mean. You just say, look, I don't put up with this, man. That's not cool. Wait. You talking out the side of your neck? No. We don't do that here. You're whining and complaining? Hold on. We speak like adults. You being passive aggressive? No, we don't do that here. You have to show her in a way. A lot of times she's not going to like it. But at the end of the day, she has to respect it. Now, she has to respect it. But this is the only way women can have any semblance of healthy love for a man. They have to respect him. They don't. Anything you're getting is crumbs compared to this level of respect and love. And that is what you should demand out of the women who you want to choose to die with. And to the women, I already know. If the man's doing his thing, and the man's in his place, and he's in his, how he's supposed to be showing up, you're already going to naturally feel like you're ready to settle down, like you're ready to be faithful, like you're ready to get into it, if you're secure, if you're not self-sabotaging, if you're not inflicting the pain that someone calls on you on other people, if you've already done the work to be the best and most accountable version of yourself. So, hey, that's all I got to say for today. Hey, if you guys like this video, share it with somebody, or at least talk on the subject of what I mentioned here, because this stuff is deep. It's real deep. But thank you guys for watching. All right, y'all.